This is James Holder for IPL TV in association with Matt Clinch in Marbella. I'm in Kiel, Germany today. This is the post-fight press conference of Arthur Abraham versus Paul Smith. With me, I've got KALLE SAUERLAND. All right, Carl?
Hi, how are you, James?
I'm all right. First and foremost, can you give me a reaction to what we saw today?
I thought it was a great fight. I thought our guy got it. You know, I think Paul fought the fight of his life. I thought Abraham also fought a great fight. You know, I've got to say, I knew when the fight was made, there was a lot of people knocking us saying, Paul Smith, does he deserve this? You know that a fighter is different training for a world title for his shot, and he gave it his all, and I felt he fell just short, you know. So we're talking about a rematch now. If there's a demand for it, you know, when we got into the ring, spoke with Eddie, we both thought, you know, Abraham had won, you know. Of course, social media and things, you know, you get criticism that rolls, and you know, if the fans demand it, let's do it. Let's get the rematch on.
KALLE, the English fans know I'm here covering the event for IPL TV. My phone has gone absolutely ballistic with the amount of tweets I've got and the amount of messages for questions to ask you guys. First and foremost, great fight. But the main bone of contention would be, from an English point of view, the scoring of the fight. A lot of the English fans, pundits, even people in the media, had the fight scored a lot closer. It could have gone either way, but the judging of the scores is a bone of contention.
Yeah,
for the English fans. What are your thoughts on this,
I thought the third card was was out. You know, it was 10 rounds. You know, definitely wasn't 10 rounds. I thought he got the fight, you know, whether it's 4, 5 or 6 rounds, you know, he landed the power punches. You mustn't forget, but Arthur boxes with a continental guard, right? So the punches you're throwing on the guards, you score those or not, it's an argument, you know, it's activity, is it effectivity? But at the end of the day, you know, that's what they decided, and 2 of them I think they got all right. I think the third one was well out. It gives grounds for a rematch. Why not?
Bearing in mind, every time Arthur would throw a big shot, if they did hit the guard, with the enormity of the crowd, with them cheering, do you think that could have affected the judges somewhat?
You know, it's often a case. I think if we'd hope that judges are professional enough to not to let that influence them, but of course we all know it does. You know, it's boxing is decided still by human beings and not computers. Which I think is also the right thing, but at the same time, you know, as I said, it cooks up a storyline to have a rematch. You know, the rematch is the demand's there, and you know, can reach terms with Eddie. Why not?
Eddie said in the press conference he's going to look to get the mandatory spot for Paul Smith. With the relationship you have with Matchroom, do you think you guys can work this out in-house? Because this fight in Liverpool, with a co-feature with the likes of David Price on it, would be absolutely massive. Yeah,
well, I'm not going to go out and say we're going to go to Liverpool. Yeah? Arthur Abraham's world champion, and he's, you know, there's just some extraordinarily large offer from Eddie Hearn. We're not going to Liverpool, but we'll look at the rematch. You know, maybe even a neutral place if someone wants to do it in a neutral place. But I'm not going to, you know, stand here now and say I'm going to send Arthur Abraham to Liverpool. It's a business, you know. I'm looking after my fighter, and he's got to earn his money. You know, he's got a family to feed as well, and you know, not sending him to Liverpool unless it's a good financial offer. You know, it's very simple. He has a huge following here, all of which, by the way, have seen exactly the opposite. You know, they've all, you know, think he's won.
German media, the response from the German public has been pro Arthur.
Every reporter in the room thought it was for Arthur. So, you know, but I understand that. You know, it's in close fights. You know, you both see each side of the picture. That's why. You know, if there's an issue, let's do a rematch. You know.
The problem isn't of the closeness of the fight. We all agree it was close. The problem being that we don't agree with the scorecards. That's the main bone of contention from the rest of the media's point of view. It was a great fight. We are saying it was close, and there's an argument for both sides. But from looking at the scorecards to the end result of the fight, it just didn't really sit right. You know.
Well, you know, it's always. I want to go back and score it tomorrow myself, but that's not going to change my mind on that Arthur won. I know he won, you know. But if it's, you know, if there's enough demand, let's do the rematch.
That's great, Ken. That's what we'd like to hear, because it was such a great fight. It would be great to see it again. Arthur said he's up for doing it. That kind of man that he is.
Arthur definitely has no problem with doing the rematch. I can say that now.
All right. Well, hopefully we can get this rematch sorted out and get it on again.
Great.
Thank you, Kalle.
Cheers, James.